Fives, vice. So if you've noticed, we're moving into the blue letters. So we are now in the head triad. So these are the people dealing with fear. Lots and lots of thinking, lots of analytical processing. Fives, vice is avarice. And avarice is sometimes translated as greed. And it's not quite greed. Greed is I want it all. And avarice is more like I want to make sure I have enough. And so it's not so much, I mean, they are kind of always pulling in. They're constantly consuming information. They're always, they want to make sure they have all the knowledge that they possibly can. And that's where this avarice is coming in. But they don't always do things with the information that they pull in. So these are people who can tend to be slow to act. Just like 4s and 9s in the withdrawing stance, they're slow to take action on all of this information that they've brought in. They want to be seen as competent. They're deeply interested in like whatever they're interested in. Sometimes 5s can have some really weird interests, but they consume all of it. Like they're the people that like they will know everything that like no one on the planet needs to know about a subject, but they know it. So they're the people that you go like you want them on your Trivial Pursuit team. Like if you're playing Geeks Who Drink, like you want a 5 on your team. And so they're kind of always drawing in this information just to kind of like check off a box. But when they start to really engage with their work, the virtue of non-attachment starts to come up. And what non-attachment means for a 5 is that this, you see this feeling, you see what you're doing when you're grabbing all of this movement? Look at your hands. They're locked in. Non-attachment is allowing your hands to be open. And what non-attachment teaches the 5s is that they already have enough. 5s walk out the door with this much energy every day. And every single interaction, every single, jerk in traffic, every question from their boss takes them down. And it's their goal, it's their like life's mission to get home before they get empty. 5s fear being catastrophically depleted. So they're scared that if they hit empty, like they're utterly terrified of that. Because who knows what could happen if they hit empty. And so they tend to draw back and be more reserved with their energy. But when they start to realize and practice and develop the virtue of non-attachment, they realize, I can be here. I don't have to withdraw. I have enough. It's moving from that mindset of scarcity into the mindset of abundance. 5s grow the most by grounding themselves in their body. These are people who would prefer to narrate their life from about 3 feet above their body. They're kind of floating up here all the time. And so when 5s can get in touch with their body and in tune with their body, whether that's through yoga or running or CrossFit or parkour, any sort of physical movement, then they start to realize that they do have more energy. The body is the source of our energy. It's where it's stored. And so they start to get more in touch with their kind of reserves as they get more into their body. They also have to practice taking action. Because these are people, again, in that thinking triad who they think and they plan and they think and they plan, and then they research some more. They're all about research. And then they think and they plan and they research some more, and then the thing that they are researching is no longer relevant. The problem has passed. They've just thought themselves into non-action. And so what 5s have to learn to do is realize they have enough information to make an informed decision. And so that comes by getting in touch with their body, getting in touch with their will, their intuition, and moving forward on all the things that they've been researching and thinking about. I love this. I love the ways 5s experience presence. It makes me so happy. But 5s experience presence as a curiosity and enchantment with the present moment. And this is so cool because when you think about somebody who's kind of always drawing in information and always kind of consuming things, It's like fives tend to objectify whatever it is that they're studying or this information. It's a one-way street and it's all coming into them. But curiosity, and especially enchantment, that's a two-way street. Suddenly they're giving of themselves over to the thing that they are observing, that they're experiencing, that they're learning about. It's not just consuming information to check off a box. It's being in relationship with something, allowing what they're studying or what they're learning about to affect them deeply. And that's a beautiful space for fives. And they suddenly realize, I do have enough. I can be engaged when they're present.